Hello everybody, my name is Wakaloon and this video about Guild Wars 2 classes. I will tell you about each class, its pros, cons, main mechanic and playstyle. If you want to skip to some class, just click on your play video in some points. When you firstly selecting your race and your first character, select anything you want, just what sympathizes you more. Big dog, big nord, human, small little alien or wooden guy. Next select male or female. I like females because what the fuck, I want to see beautiful girl. Next select your class. So, going straight. First three classes: Warrior, Ranger and Necromancer. The best choice for newbie player because they don't need to learn a lot about them. Not very big amount of skills, big utility, good damage, good durability, and you will not die as often as you think, as mage or engineer. First, Warrior. So let's start with the Warrior. I created character and entered PvP arena. You can enter it by pressing this button, PvP, and here will be button, enter the lobby, PvP lobby. Here you can train your character skills, some tactics. All skills will be available. So, like if you're level 80 already, you will have first PvP level. It's different from your character level, because my character now level 2, effective level 80, as you see. I can enable any of skills that Warrior can equip. Warrior is heavily armed and heavily armored, because he is wearing heavy armor. These guys are go-to-front line brawlers. High health points, heavy armor, make them nice and cozy in the thick of battle, and a wide array of weapons they can equip. Let them go toe-to-toe with any sort of the foe. So I bought some weapons that Warrior can equip. As you see, this is real great range of weapons. Now I have equipped sword, short sword. So let's equip Warhorn. I got 2 more skills from Warhorn. This is gives swiftness and cures some states from your allies, and this grant vigor to yourself and allies. So this Warhorn is probably supportive feature. Warrior is great supporter for his allies. It has a lot of boons, a lot of signets. Signets is passive abilities. When you equip Signet, it gives you passive boon, like improves power, and it can be activated. When you activate your ability, you lose your passive boon, but gets some active effect for a few seconds. For example, this signet gives you unblockable attacks, so your attacks can be blocked. When you playing Warrior, you need to remember that it have naturally high offense and defense, but lack of controls and conditions damage. This is purely damaging class, melee damaging mainly, but it can equip longbow and become ranged damager. Commonly, warriors are kings and queens of raw numbers in damage. High health pools and heavy armor make them naturally durable, and high base damage weapon skills. So, why not? Try it for yourself. Learn some skills, learn some features from Warrior. It's a great class for novice players, because it gives you a great opportunity to try a lot of weapons, a lot of playstyles, except mage playstyles. For that you need to go to Ranger or Necromancer. So warrior, commonly melee weapon character. You can equip a lot of weapons. Each weapon have its own skill set. Hammer, greatsword and others. Each weapon you will equip will give you different skills that you can use. Next thing about warrior is support, as I said, banners. Banners is a great source of boons for all your allies. You can place banner and everything near banner will get good improvement for their stats. Not very long though, but still. 90 seconds banner will stand. That's a lot of time, really. Recharge is 120 seconds, so 30 seconds you will be without banner. But in duration of banner you will get boons for 6-5 seconds, so you don't need to stay right near banner. You can run around, then go near banner, get another boon and run away. Just run near banner every few seconds to refresh your bonus. These banners, you borrow have 3 as I see. It's very good support to your party, to your allies in raids and in PvE events, PvP events. You can run through enemies, place a banner, and your allies will have a good spot for grouping near that banner. But here is a con of warrior. It's lack of tricks of controls. I said about that, but still I repeat, warrior have no controls that can really control your opponent. It can deal great damage, and it can place vulnerability and cripple to your foes, but still it's not very big for control. Cripple will help you to go for range force, which will try to run out of you, so they will not run so fast. You can slow them down and run after them and hit them while they trying to run from you. Elite specialization of warrior is Berserk. Berserk is some kind of Hulk mode for warrior. This mode will give you adrenaline abilities. Oh, I forgot to mention adrenaline. It's the base mechanic of warrior. When you attack somebody, you gain adrenaline, and you can spend this adrenaline to make a very hard hit. When you enter Berserk mode, this adrenaline burst damage will be replaced with more powerful ones, and so I recommend you to fulfill your adrenaline. Then Berserk mode will be activated, or will be available to activate. You can activate it and then spam your burst and main abilities, which will make great amount of damage. If you like melee fight, you like to give great amount of damage, you don't like to die very often, warrior is great choice for you. It's a very common class, but still it's very interesting. There are a lot of skills you can master with this. Even pistol, you can equip rifle and hit from long distance, not only bow. If you want to try game just to try it, will you like it or not, try first warrior. Good class for running around the map, doing quests, fighting bosses, participating in dynamical events and other stuff. Really good starter class. So next will be Ranger. Let's go for the Ranger. Okay, this is Ranger. I entered PvP lobby so we can use and see all set of skills. As you see, Ranger has pets. You have this button, Pet Management. Your pet has its own skills, its own abilities. You can equip different pets which you want. So Ranger is like jack of all trades class with weapons and skills to help them to adapt to any situation. Most skills is direct damage to one target, but it can be more targets, like if you will stand in front of enemy and there's another enemy behind it, you'll hit both of them, and that's only area damage then that Ranger can do. Some skills have booms, conditions. You can command your pet to do something. You can summon some spirits. You can summon big spirits. You can use traps. You can use some water spirit for healing. Commonly spirits, pets that will damage your fall, some traps, and just stuff. Main class mechanic is pets. So it's spirits, some animals that you will tame in the wild, and bow. So you can command your pet to do something, call at fault, shield them, attack, or just guard, avoid combat, whatever you choose. Rangers can charm a variety of juvenile pets they find in the open world at once. They can switch between them. So as you see this, pet management, you can switch another 4. You can tame a lot of different animals. So just stop, just stop. Stop it. Stop. I need dragon, Viren, or whatever it is. Swap pets. That you can choose another weapon. And what are these? Like Red Drake. I need to swap them, hey! Okay, it looks like I really need to find them in the wild to open. So until I will find them in the wild and will tame them, they will be not available for me. Okay. Next thing is mobility. Mobility is the jumps, dodges, rolls and such things. Okay. You can use a lot of skills with jumps, dodges and everything you will need. Okay, let me switch. Oh, looks like I need to end the fight. Okay, I need fight. What next? Hey! I need to swap skills. What the fuck? I need to swap them. Show me the button.
Next.
No swap. Oh yeah, that's it. Okay, so you can use shouts to command your pet something. You can use spirits to summon them. You can use some survival abilities. Bleed your foes, evade back, like this. You can... and you're back. A lot of such skills, and this grants Ranger a great mobility, one of the best mobility classes in the game. So if you like to jump around, shoot things from the range, use your pet to attack it in the melee, use traps like this. You need to go there, set a trap. Oh, and he's down. Okay, let's shoot it. Next pros about Ranger is adaptability. If you ever find yourself in a situation you are not prepared for, you are playing the class wrong. Rangers have well-rounded skill set for every situation you can face in a game. Cons of the class is area of effect attacks. So as I mentioned, only area effect is this. Just shoot many foes in a row. You can't shoot like both of them or such, or doing something like that. And that's not very good. That's good when you're fighting a single boss or single PvP combat, but not very good when you're facing like 5 or 7 enemies at one time. Next con is pets. They're very unreliable. Really, you can't control them like totally. If you command them attack this target and this guy will hit my pet will die like from 3 hits. But from guy which my pet is attacking, my pet will get less damage. So in direct combat, Ranger is the best. Not really the best, but one of the best. Elite specialization is Druid. Druid is like Elven mage with nature, healing abilities, stuff, like Gandalf, but not really Gandalf, like Elven Gandalf. Gaining access to a completely new mechanic, Druid can activate a celestial form to gain access to powerful support skills, regardless of what weapon you are currently wielding. If you want to go even more of support, Druid can use a staff with many healing and utility skills. Druid also use glyphs that shift in functionality depending on if they're in celestial form or not. So Ranger is a good class if you like to fight from the back or something and hit every opponent one by one. Next class is Necromancer, so let's go for Necromancer. Okay, this is Necromancer. So Necromancers combine knowledge and versatility skills with amazing amount of staying power, enabling them to either handle things with dark magic or get their hands dirty in the melee combat with equal facility. Necromancers will throw attraction and pressure on opponents into submission, able to inflict big amount of different conditions to the enemy and track off counterattacks. So if battle goes long, the more of advantage you will build over your opponent. Main thing of Necromancer is Death Shroud. When you activate Death Shroud, you will assume a spectral form and gain new skills, as you see, and this life force which you gain when attacking enemies will become your life. So if you die in this form, you will not die really, but you will become just common Necromancer without this good big dark form. As nearby creatures die or as Necromancer uses certain skills, your life force bar will fill up. And Necromancer can then use this form of Dark God or what it is, I don't know, and get this new set of skills, which will allow you to get new damage, new conditions, even might for yourself. What is good about Necromancer? First is great control. While playing Necromancer, you can control your opponent like totally. Vulnerability, cripple, something like self-vulnerability, weaknesses, everything. You can get very big amount of different conditions on your enemy, slow it down, knock it down, turn off its skills, or maybe get a daze effect to him. Many skills will get condition for you too. For example, these consume conditions. When you have a lot of conditions like bleeding, crippling, bleeding, firing, whatever, you press this button, it will consume all these conditions, heal you, but you will get vulnerability instead of it. Corrosive Poison Cloud, for example, Corruption, you will get weakness for yourself, but you also will weakness on your target and poison on your target. Like this weakness, and this target also get poisoned and weakness. So you sacrifice yourself, your life, your health, but then you will gain a big amount of health, like life force. Next thing about Necromancer is support. So it's not common supporter like others. It cannot give his allies a lot of boons, but it can get a lot of conditions like vulnerability into your target, so your allies will do more damage to your target. Survivability. This is another good thing about Necromancer. It's very durable. However, it wears light armor and have not very big amount of health. Still, he has Death Shroud mode, he has a lot of healing abilities, he has pets which you can summon, and this all gives Necromancer a very good amount of damage he could take in a combat. This damage, like in Diablo, if you played Diablo 3, there are such thing as Vitality, which is not really your health points, but an amount of damage you can take when in combat. Like you have 1 million of health, but 20 million of Vitality. That means you can get 20 million of damage while in combat and will not die. But game for Necromancer still is very hard, I think, because of all these boons, conditions, and things about sacrifice yourself. It's not very hard to die, I would say. Another bad thing about Necromancer is limited mobility, so it's not very fast. There is no many skills to improve your speed or dodge something or run away, teleport. All your hope is that you will control your opponent and it will not run very fast. So your lack of mobility will not that bad. Another bad thing about Necromancer is lack of boons. So he can get himself a might or some might or stability or some little boons, but he cannot buff his allies a lot. So it's not really useful in PvE when everybody can get vulnerable on your target, so you're not the special snowflake about that. But you cannot buff your allies, and that's bad. So usually in raids or some PvE content or bosses, only 1 or 2 Necromancers is needed in the party. So is you a lone wolf, you like to play alone, or kill bosses by yourself or in small group, that's good class for you. Elite specialization of Necromancer is Reaper. Reapers are slow methodical damage dispensers that love to wait in the middle of huge groups of enemies and kill them slowly. They gain the ability to wield great swords for massive AoE attacks. That's good. Shouts that gain power the more enemies are nearby, so more enemies, more damage. And new melee-oriented set of Death Shroud skills. So these skills will be more melee-oriented when you will be in Reaper mode. Oh, that's good. That's really good AoE damage. But not very good mobility. So this is main 3 classes I would recommend to play by newbies, to get familiar with the game, to get yourself a common experience, to learn a vault a little bit, maybe learn some craft professions. That will be about level 12. You will start to craft something really good, unless it will be just junk. Try all classes if you want by yourself. You can enter PvP lobby. I remind you that it's this button. It will be available on level 3 or after you finish tutorial. This button, now it exit, but it will be enter lobby. You can run around this lobby map, find some trainee dolls, test skills, or try yourself in a combat with target training golems, and you will get a common experience about class you would like to try. But still, I recommend you to play warrior or ranger, because they're just common classes. Range damage, melee damage, they will allow you to play a little bit easier, not die very fast, not die very often. Other classes I would recommend you if you like to risk, or you're a hardcore player and want to try them by yourself, like Mesmer or Elementalist or Engineer. That's most hard classes in the game. They need a lot of skills and a lot of knowledge about the game and its principles and other classes, what they can do to you, and to counterattack all their attacks, or something like that. Thank you for watching, subscribe to my channel, keep you safe, good luck.